Come see us on tour in Dallas, Austin, Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, Atlantic City, Levittown, Cohost, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for the link for the cheapest tickets. Shadow of Ezra tweets out, Donald Trump just confirmed that DOGE will be investigating the Pentagon.
Oh, boy.
The Pentagon has never passed one of their audits.
Right.
Never.
Or allowed one to happen, I believe.
They did have audits, but they didn't. Yeah, you're right.
You're not allowed to look at everything.
Here's what Trump said. Here we go.
What we're doing, if you look at what has just taken place with respect to some of the investments that have been made on another agency that people have been talking about for years, but nobody did anything about it. It's absolutely obscene, dangerous, bad, very costly. I mean, virtually every investment made is a con job. There's nothing of value to anybody unless there's a kickback scheme going on, which is possible. And we're going to be doing more and more of that. We're going to be looking at Department of Education. We're going to be looking at even our military. We're going to be looking at tremendous amounts of money, Peter, being spent on things that bear no relationship to anything and have no value. We're talking about trillions of dollars. It will be, in the end, trillions of dollars being absolutely wasted and perhaps illegally. I would say certainly in many cases illegally, but perhaps illegally overall. And I'm very proud of the job that this group of young people, generally young people, but very smart people, they're doing. They're doing it at my insistence. It would be a lot easier not to do it. But we have to take some of these things apart to find the corruption. And we found tremendous corruption.
So if he wants to audit the Pentagon, I think he better keep his head on a swivel. Because you know what I'm talking about? Remember, this one saved his life? This one saved his life?
He is on a swivel. He has a straight up swivel head. He swivels right out of the way.
Wow. Let's hear that again.
What we're doing, if you look at what has just taken place with respect.
So is that Japan or China?
Japan.
Oh, look at that. And they both shop at the exact same store. Isn't that nice? Isn't that something?
It is nice.
Much easier for guys to dress. Ladies, they always have to be different. Guys, they don't care. They don't. If two women showed up wearing the same dress, it'd be a meltdown. Two guys show up wearing the exact same suit, exact same shirt, exact same tie. No problem. Isn't that funny? Okay, here we go.
To some of the investments that have been made on another agency that people have been talking about for years, but nobody did anything about it. It's absolutely obscene, dangerous, bad, very costly. I mean, virtually every investment made is a con job. There's nothing of value to anybody unless there's a kickback scheme going on, which is possible. And we're going to be doing more and more of that. We're going to be looking at Department of Education. We're going to be looking at even our military. We're going to be looking at tremendous amounts of money, Peter, being spent on things that bear no relationship to anything and have no value. We're talking about trillions of dollars. It will be, in the end, trillions of dollars being absolutely wasted and perhaps illegally. I would say certainly in many cases illegally, but perhaps illegally overall. And I'm very proud of the job that this group of young people, generally young people, but very smart people, they're doing. They're doing it at my insistence. It would be a lot easier not to do it. But we have to take some of these things apart to find the corruption. And we found tremendous corruption.
Again, I think if you're against this, you either have a government contract or you've been propagandized. Just like Jon Stewart, I showed you in that earlier segment today. Jon Stewart's like, the Democrats are freaking out about democracy because that's what Trump's doing. And I'll add to that saying they're freaking out about an audit of the way the government spends its money. What? That's great.
Why has this been done before?
Why hasn't
the good presidents and not the bad one?
Yeah, why doesn't every president do this? So when Trump does something wrong, we call him out for it. Just like we called out his U.S. B-1 visa program. We called out his Gaza ethnic cleansing program. I don't understand how you could be against this. Just because you have okay, there's three reasons. you have a government contract. B, you've been propagandized by the corporate media because they're losing their government contracts. Or C, you have a hate boner for Elon Musk. Now, again, we've called out Elon Musk over the age. We've called him out lots. But I'm all for this. But do I think that... See, here's the problem. So if Elon Musk is going to be the one who's going to audit the Pentagon, Elon Musk is a huge defense contractor. So I don't think he's going to be cutting. So that's where the conflict of interest comes in.
Do we get to see what they spent it on? That's what it comes down to me.
Yeah.
Who gets to look at this information? Because I have heard a lot of... Now, I've heard like where it's like 200, 400 million at a time for DEI things. And sometimes they'll tell you these ones that are like 11 million. And you're like, why are you even bringing that up? That's nothing.
Yeah.
But I don't believe any of these are DEI musicals or whatever the hell. Obviously, it's cover to do, what are the things they're always doing? Drugs, people, weapons, is to do what the dirt we do around the world. And this is just the stupid cover they use. DEI programs.
So I'm all for it. If they're going to audit the Pentagon, let's do it. But Pentagon hasn't passed. They tried to do 2 audits. The Pentagon.
How can you pass a budget when the Pentagon
can't pass an audit?
Yeah, I don't know how you can do that.
National security.
Somebody.
And the babies.
And, during Trump's first term, they increased the military budget $132 billion. That's not just once. That's every year in perpetuity. So that just goes to show. Can you imagine if they spent $132 billion in the top 10 cities in America, how ass-kicking those cities would be if they spent it right? A brand new, a new sports stadium costs maybe $1 billion or $2 billion. Imagine if the top 20 cities got a brand new, all the jobs it would create, imagine if they just, hey, we're gonna build a library in every neighborhood. We're going to build.
I'm sure Kamala would have called for that, an audit of the Pentagon.
We're going to hire.
We would have got that.
Yeah, I'm sure that. How about if they hire a second teacher for every classroom? $132 billion. I'm sure could pay for it.
Hire people that know something to teach instead of making it psychological training to teach kids how to behave as automatons. Which is why we spend the most money and get the worst results in our education system because it wasn't designed to educate. It was designed to make you compliant.
That's right. So, and isn't it in Finland, Steph, where they have 3 teachers per classroom? 3.
Do they learn the topics?
3.
They all have master's degrees.
3
they
teachers.
Don't do ESL.
And their classroom
social learning.
And their classroom sizes are about 20. When Steph was teaching, her classroom size was 38.
Yeah, wow.
And she didn't have any helpers.
To 42.
Up to 42 students. She taught 180 kids a day. So, we could spend that money. We got the money. But again, we're not investing it in our own country. Imagine if every classroom had 3 teachers. How much? Wouldn't that be amazing? We could afford it. We can afford it.
Well, I think they are investing. They're investing in making our own country suck for us.
Yes.
They are investing it, but it's all to directly harm every aspect of your life all the time.
I think, so again, I'm all, if you're against this, I haven't heard a good argument yet against it.
Don't audit the Pentagon. That you don't I'm waiting for that.
What's that?
Oh, I can't wait for don't audit the Pentagon.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Democrats to say don't audit the Pentagon.
You know that's coming. Oh, the shitlibby of shitlibs going to come out and say that's a bad idea to audit the Pentagon. I can't wait.
I haven't heard a good argument against this kind of what's happening. The only argument I've heard is that people don't like Elon Musk.
Okay. Well,
that's all you got.
If you don't like him, you should want this even more. Because I want a guy I don't like to audit the Pentagon who I don't like. So that sounds great. Get somebody worse than Elon to really make him sweat.
Come see us on tour in Dallas, Austin, Baltimore, Hartford, Connecticut, Syracuse, New York, Atlantic City, Levittown, Cohost, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for the link for the cheapest tickets.